He's got a heart of gold. Hello, folks. Welcome back to our channel. This is your friendly neighborhood, Mr. Goosebumps Boy, and today I'm going to be reviewing the book Beware the Snowman. Beware the Snowman, indeed. I'm so excited. This is number 51 from Goosebumps, the original series from OG62 from the 90s, basically. Wow, we've made it this far. I still can't believe it. It's already number 51. So we don't have much left, but some of the ones we have left are some of the best Goosebumps books I've ever read in my whole life. Starting with this one, number 51, is such a masterpiece, such a great work. And a lot of people don't speak about it. I don't fully understand why, but hopefully I'll do this book a lot of justice as I'm about to review it and let you know about what I thought about it and how high the rating should be for this book. First off, let's move on to the front cover as we usually do. So basically, the front cover is so awesome. One of my favorites from Tim Jacobus. Tim Jacobus is such a great artist, and you can clearly tell from this book that the story is going to be very interesting, and the snowman looks terrifying. Basically, there's a big snowman, and a carrot for a nose, and basically a red scarf, and branches or as arms, and some button things on his snow buddy. And basically, there's a mailbox right next to him. And basically, he seems to be really angry. He seems to be raising his arms to the sky and screaming at us. Look at his face, man. And basically, the sky is dark blue and dark and gray and so on. And it's so beautiful because I love the contrast between the white snow and the dark sky. I believe it's so awesome. And basically, the red that frames the picture, the title, reflected by the scarf, really is a great way to frame this picture and make this front cover. It makes it really great, really. It makes us want to read it as viewers when we first see it. I remember it was 2 years ago. I read this book 2 winters ago, so not last year, but in winter of 2020, the winter of 2020. I remember when I was checking out these front covers, deciding what to read next. I remember this one always kind of intrigued me. It always intrigued me and made me want to read this book. And when I read it for the first time, I was so excited about it. And I wasn't disappointed in the slightest. And so we're going to get to this book now without further ado. So what is happening in this book? So basically we have some kind of a lullaby that opens the book. More not actually a lullaby, but more like a poem, a song, whatever you want to call it. And basically it goes like this. When the snows blow wild and the day grows old, beware the snowman, my child. Beware the snowman, he brings the cold. So basically, this is how it starts. How it starts off with this poem, this song, this lullaby, whatever you want to call it. And basically, we're introduced to our main character. Her name is Jacqueline DeForest. And basically, she's going to be living with her Aunt Greta. She's going to basically... what happened to her is kind of traumatic and kind of very sad and heartbreaking. But her mother passed away when she was very young, and her father has gone MIA. He just vanished into thin air. She doesn't know where he is. So basically, she's gonna be living with her Aunt Greta, and her Aunt Greta, she is living in a house in Sherpia, which is basically a small village on the edge of the Arctic Circle, according to the Goosebumps website. And basically, she's going to make it there. And as soon as she arrives at her new house, she's going to see that snowman in the yard. And basically, it looks kind of scary. And it sounds like there are a lot of snowmen around. And they have that scar that runs across their cheeks, their faces, And it's something I haven't spoken about when I was talking about the front cover. But basically, there's that scar that is kind of running across their faces. And basically, there's something weird about snowmen in this town. Like, they're all around. And basically, Jacqueline, as soon as she arrives, she's going to meet a boy named Eli. And basically, he has a sister named Rolanda. And they both seem very nice and very welcoming. And basically, Jacqueline is going to want to explore the place a little bit, kind of get an idea of where she is, and get accustomed, get familiar with the town she's going to be living in for possibly the rest of her life. And basically, as she's exploring, she goes to the mountains. The siblings, they look kind of worried, like they beg her not to go near the mountains. And basically, Jacqueline doesn't really understand what this whole thing is about. Why wouldn't she go? And this is when she's going to find out that there are a lot of near identical snowmen scattered around the village. I'm quoting from the Goosebumps website. All around, basically, they look kind of the same way. They look really similar, and basically, Jacqueline is gonna become like kind of curious about. She's gonna be made curious about why the siblings were warning her, and she's gonna wanna know. She's gonna wanna understand what it's all about. What is this village really up to? So she's gonna go to a cabin, and basically, she's gonna knock, and as she wants to go to the mountain, and basically, she's gonna find out that she's gonna be kind of attacked by a wolf named Wolfbane, and basically, Wolfbane is owned by a man who has a bushy white beard, and basically, Jacqueline is gonna get scared, and so she's just gonna run up to the top of the mountain, and the man is gonna try to stop her, trying to have her come back down and talk her out of it. But basically, he keeps telling her to beware the snowman. And basically, what happens is that as she goes back home, Rolanda, her aunt, basically she's gonna have a face to face, a heart to heart with her, and they're gonna talk. They're gonna be talking a little bit about this man Conrad, and basically this old man. His name is Conrad, and basically Rolanda is gonna mention a snowman at the top of the mountain. But she's going to be kind of sketchy about it. She doesn't want to say too much about it for some reason. It's like she's scared to admit to what is really going on in this town. And basically, her aunt is, yeah, she doesn't want to get into it for some reason. She doesn't want to say too much about it. She says it's just some superstition. It's just a legend. It's just really something that is important. And yeah, this is basically how she dismisses the idea. She refuses to talk about it anymore. Then later on that night, Jacqueline is gonna sneak outside, and but then she's gonna try to not do it because she's gonna be scared a little bit. But then as she lies down and as she's getting ready to go to sleep, she's going to hear this whispered voice, and it's going to be a warning about the snowman. And basically, and when she tells her Aunt Greta in the morning, she tells her it was just a bad dream. And Jacqueline is going to be basically more and more interested in getting answers to her questions, that there's something really going on in this town, and if nobody tells her about it, she's gonna find out what it is that they don't want to, that people are so nervous about. They don't want to tell her about. Nobody seems to really want to help her. So basically, she's gonna turn to Eli at some point, I believe, and the both of them are gonna try to. She's gonna try to help. She's gonna try to get him to help her unravel this mystery, and that's basically it. And then the story plays out and so on. I don't want to spoil the book too much or anything, but yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. So Beware the Snowman. What are my thoughts on this book? Wow, such a great story. I love the beginning, the build up to it. I really think it's a great way to start out the book. You can tell from by this one, number 51, we kind of moving towards the series 2000 books. So basically, it's kind of like a transition between the first series and the second one. And you can clearly tell from early on that this book has that darker vibe to it, some kind of a darker vibe with Jacqueline's past and her parents, who sadly they're gone, and basically she's gonna be not on her own, but so to speak. She's a new town. She doesn't know anyone. She doesn't know how she's going to be living her life from now on. So it's pretty much like we feel for her really early on. We feel for this character because she doesn't know she's going to that foreign city, foreign town. She doesn't know anyone. She tries to make friends, but then everybody sounds weird, and there's that weird vibe about this town. So I really believe that this first beginning, these first pages, were critical in this book. And as first as I read it, I felt to myself, I felt this need to read more. I was so fascinated by this beginning. It fascinated me really. When I first was introduced to the very first pages of this book, I was like, where's this book going? I want to know. It's so amazing. It's so great. So basically, I read more and more and more and more as I went on, and really, 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 I was really interested about it, and I really wanted to read more and know and find out what's the secret. And then the story plays out, and then you get the final twist, and wow, it's just if I have to, if there's one word that comes to my mind, it's the following one. It's mind-boggling, really. It's wow. I didn't see that coming. I'm not gonna spoil the book in any shape or form, but it's really good. I love the beginning. I love the final twist was pretty good. At some point, the book kind of it's not exactly what you would expect from this book, but still, it's pretty good. There are a lot of cool scenes in this book. There's a scene at church, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, in this village, there's a church, and there's gonna be that conversation moment, and I'm pretty sure that this is when Jacqueline is talking to Eli, or hold on a second, or was it with Conrad? I believe. Hold on a second, just 1 second. I'm just getting my facts straight. Yeah, basically, yeah, they kind of in a yes, I'm pretty sure it's about Jacqueline and Eli, and basically they're in that church, and they're talking, they're basically they Jacqueline, to cut it short, Jacqueline is gonna have the answers to her questions, more or less, and then she's gonna discover the real truth. There's that really big kind of climax, that big reveal. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's just amazing and so well written, and I really loved it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The final twist was pretty great too, and it's kind of scary too at the same time. It's kind of scary. If you're wondering, am I going to see some snowman in this book in action? Yes, and it's awesome. It's the best part of this book. It's this book, like, what I love about this book is that it's the only one that has snowman, and it includes snowman in this book, and for once, and a new, like one of the rarest Goosebumps books that has snow as a main thing. And basically, yeah, it was so good. Really, really enjoyed it. Definitely better than The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, which was a good book, but it pales in comparison to this one, in my opinion. And yeah, in case you're wondering, is this book a Christmas book? Not really. I don't recall it ever being about Christmas, but it's a great time to be read. Now is a great time for it to be read with the snow and so on, and maybe some of you already have snow, depending on where you live. If you live like in the north, in some northern states, you probably have some snow already. By now, you probably are having your first snowflakes. So why not reading it? If you never read it, I definitely recommend this book to anyone who likes snow, snowman, and all these stories. And this time of year is perfect for this. Today is December 1st, right? So why not reading it now and getting acquainted with this book, and hopefully you'll love it as much as I did. So that's basically it for this book. Perhaps I'd like to mention another few things. I can't really think much about what I'd like to mention, but let me check. Maybe very quickly. Yeah, maybe earlier on. I apologize for this. I just really wanna. I just really wanna not mess up with this review, as it is one of my favorite Goosebumps book from all of the OG 62. Yeah, basically the kids head inside of a local church. I'm quoting from the Goosebumps website, and Rolanda begins explaining the backstory of the snowman. Yeah, basically this is when she's gonna tell her. It's not Eli, it's Rolanda. Did I keep saying Wanda for some reason? I meant to say Rolanda. And basically her aunt, Rolanda, hold on. Rolanda's not her aunt, is she? Rolanda is a girl, right? What am I saying? Greta is her aunt, and Rolanda is another girl, right? She's a friend. She's Eli's sister. Is that right? Yeah. So basically, they're gonna be talking inside the church, and Rolanda, basically, she's gonna explain the backstory of the snowman, his backstory, according to the Goosebumps website. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil the legend for you or anything. But basically, this is this time in which basically she's revealing the big secret and the big mystery. The big mystery of the snowman is kind of is being finally is being unraveled in this church, in this local church. But even though at the local church it is being said, some things are being said, it's not exactly the big thing, and there's something more to come, but I'm not going to spoil it or anything. But I really loved it, and how the whole story plays out and what happens afterwards. I just loved it, everything about this book. So basically, this book is so underrated. Not a lot of people speak about it. I spoke to another Goosebumps fan recently, from Stephanie Thought. I believe it's the name of her channel. Awesome YouTuber. Great videos. Definitely recommend her channel. And basically, she was telling me that she really liked this book. She really liked Beware the Snowman, I believe. I loved it as well. Me too. Yes, definitely agreed. A great Goosebumps book, Beware the Snowman. And it's so underrated for some reason. I know some people speak about it, but not that much, right? Do they? I don't recall of anybody saying that this book is their favorite for some reason. I don't really understand. I don't fully understand why. It's definitely worth it. It's not like what you'd expect from this front cover, but still, Stan is able to pull it off pretty well. And even though, yeah, it may sound like another kind of story, the front cover is definitely not misleading at all. It's definitely part of the book, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So maybe let's get to the review now without the rating. I apologize for that. Without spending more time on it. So because I said it all, of course, I could speak about it for hours on end. For yeah, I couldn't, I would never get tired of speaking about books I love, but now it's time to give the rating, right? Let's give this book the rating it deserves. So if I were to give this book a rating, I think I would give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10 because it's one of my favorites from all of Goosebumps, and I believe it really deserves that high rating. 9.5 out of 10 for this book, Beware the Snowman. Really loved it. So I definitely recommend it to anyone. So that's how high it is as far as I'm concerned. Deserves 9.5 out of 10. What about you, folks? What did you think about Beware the Snowman? Did you like this book? Did you hate this book? Any idea why it's so underrated for some reason? I'm pretty sure a lot of you must like this book. Some of you like it. I know it for a fact. Some others don't speak so much about it. But what did you think about this book? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Please come and have a chat about. Come and let's have a chat about this book. I know that Goosebumps. I mean, it's almost like we're almost getting to the last one, so it would be really awesome if everyone could, try to, if we could all speak about them before ending the series, because sadly it's coming to an end. OG62, that is, don't worry, there are many other series to review, but yeah, I'm really curious to hear about your thoughts on every single one of these books, but especially the last ones, since we've been on this journey for 2 years now, and after being on this journey for 2 years now with the original books, we're nearing the end of the series at last, and I'm so excited about it, and I really want to hear about more views on others. Thank you so much to all of my supporters, everybody who's been supporting me. Thank you so much. Big shout out to all of them and all Goosebumps reviewers out there, and Goosebumps video makers. Goosebumps video makers. Is that even a word? But yeah, basically, thank you so much, and all of you Goosebumps fans are the best. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll share the next review for another Goosebumps book. In the meantime, folks, stay safe. Goodbye, and take care. This is Horror Channel for you, Goosebumps Boy, signing off. And now I'm going to be reading the summary. No melting allowed. Jacqueline used to live with her Aunt Greta in Chicago, but not anymore. They've moved to a place called Sherpia. It's a tiny village on the edge of the Arctic Circle. Jacqueline can't believe she's stuck out in Nowheresville. No movie theaters, no malls, no nothing. Plus there's something really odd about the village. At night, there are strange howling noises, and in front of every house there's a snowman. A creepy snowman with a red scarf, a deep scar on his face, and a really evil smile. Sorry, but I forgot to mention, yes, the howling sounds at night, the howling noises, and the night scenes was so awesome and scary. Just remembered about that, and that was awesome. So I just wanted to mention that as well, that the night scenes in this book are really well written and so scary, and the howlings look really creepy and terrifying. Just wanted to mention that. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye this time for real.